Hi, Jim.
Omar, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. It's great to have you here in Los Angeles.
Last time I saw you was a year ago.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Lunch in Venice with your wife.
Lunch in Venice. Was it Venice?
It was Venice.
It was Venice, yes.
Yeah.
It was Venice. And you had just launched Legacy West.
Yeah. Just around then, I was living in New York with my wife, Caroline, and
I don't know why, but you did.
You know, we try things in life, right? It's kind of crazy. It's been a year in the making to get to this moment.
It's a year in the making, and just before we go into, the art, tell us just a little bit about Legacy West.
Yeah, so I run a small artist agency here in Beverly Hills, and represent about 10 artists from around the world.
Right.
So calligraphers, muralists, painters, photographers, as you can see around. This is one of my artists, Prime, Jose Reza. He's one of the most influential artists in Los Angeles in the contemporary art scene.
Right.
These are actually custom brush strokes. I don't need to get too into it, but he makes his own brushes.
Custom, but this is not a regular brush.
Right, this one he makes himself.
Wow.
Yeah, and he works in downtown LA. It's a huge art scene down there.
All right. So you do art and photography and...
Yeah. So I represent a bunch of artists, and we also do media partnerships. So we sort of connect brands to artistry and do creative initiatives and events like workshops, sort of branded content, all sorts of ways to pair the artists that I work with, whether that's cinematic, fine art, visual art, with brands and events around the world.
Very nice, very nice. And the cool thing about you is you have a kind of global perspective, right? You've
Definitely.
Traveled a lot, worked in a lot of countries.
Yeah. I am, like yourself, because I know you've lived here, worked here, went to school here, and in Singapore and a lot of places, which I'd love to go to those places with you someday.
One day.
Inshallah. And, but really, I've done a lot of philanthropic work across the world, Palestine and the West Bank. I was just telling you about Haiti, building houses after the earthquake, but also business in the Middle East. And so I think when we started to talk about projects in the Middle East, to find ones that were also about giving back, it was a really fitting with both what we're doing.
And we're close to something in Saudi, right?
Yeah.
We're close to knock on.
I knock on wood, right?
Knock on wood.
Hopefully we'll both be there in May. I know you'll be there, and then in May we'll be doing a special project.
Yes. So I would like to say thank you for kind of sponsoring the kids.
Of course.
Showcasing their art.
Yeah.
They're very excited. I think it's a chance to kind of cross culture art that from kids from Saudi and showcase them here to the US and Los Angeles. Thank you so much for doing this. Do you mind if I show you some of the pieces?
Please, I'd love to see some.
So this is the first one. This is by an artist. She's about 12 or 13 years old. Her name is Mariam, and as you can see, it's about the that unfortunate incident in India with the firecrackers and the
that's right.
elephants.
Yeah.
So this is.
Let's see.
Go ahead.
I think one of the very special things for me to see in this artwork, if this is done by a 10 or 11-year-old, and you think about the emotional capacity and depth that she's going to in this.
Yeah.
Like to think about an infant elephant within a mother and all the messaging.
Yes.
It's heartbreaking in some ways, but I think that's part of what art is as well. It's a place people can put their emotions, right?
Yes, it's inspirational.
So Omar, you went to Oula, right?
I went to Oula.
Tell me about that day and the people you met.
So this is another piece by Nasaya, right? A flower, and she was one of the more talented artists there. She was a pleasure to talk with. We had a nice little conversation with her.
Yeah.
And she wants to be a professional artist.
Wow.
And she basically looks at art as a place of tranquility and a reflection and something that takes her away from all the troubles that are in her life, and it's an inspirational moment for her. And she draws on anything from bottle caps to bottles themselves, anything that she can draw on. She will. So this is one piece that she did.
Wow, that's really nice.
And hopefully when you're in Jeddah for that project, we can swing by Oula and
I'd love that
and meet them in person. And these are I think two more that are worthwhile. This is basically a colorful Arabic woman with the eyes and the hijab and the color that she did.
I wonder if it's almost a portrait in some way.
It
you know,
is.
I wonder if it's a self-portrait in some ways.
I think it is. It's like a reflection of, you know, how she sees the world or how she sees herself in the world.
It's amazing. It's also, I love how they all signed them, right? I mean, like, just to give it that authenticity.
Right?
Yeah.
And then this one I thought was very important because she basically, this is kullana wahid is means we are all one.
Wow.
And this is when the
social injustice things over the summer.
It happened, the Floyd incidents, unfortunate incidents happened here in the States.
Right.
And then she went and she drew this. So she's connected to the events that are happening in the world, and then she reflects it through her art.
I think it's really, I mean, she's obviously brilliant. I think like her level of consciousness for being that young.
Yeah, she's around 11.
And I will say, I did get a sneak peek a little bit of the interview, and she seems like a really bright gal, right?
Yeah, she's really.
Some of the kids you interviewed seemed like they were fearless in some ways. It took a little bit, right?
And you know, coming from the background that they come from, to be that confident, and that shows in their work is really testament to them and testament to Oula for, you know, bringing this.
So how did you guys get in touch? Because there was a bigger project with Oula, right? So tell me more about that.
So my wife Hiba does a lot of huge mural work in Jeddah or Saudi. She wants to draw some, so I hope she does get the opportunity.
Yeah, she's great.
But for now, she sources artists from around the world, really.
Yeah.
And then puts them in place with owners of walls and finds sponsors, and then she beautifies the spaces.
Yeah.
So Al Oula, there was an amazing space. They needed some kind of inspiration for the kids, and they chose to have a falcon. So a falcon is a cultural kind of animal or symbol of the Arab world and Saudi Arabia. And they wanted to give the kids that every time they see this, it's a falcon soaring.
Yeah.
So you can soar and reach your dreams. So that was the kind of overall art.
It's good messaging, right? And I think also for what you're doing with SKIPYDOO and what you've done this whole year by giving people accessibility to games and ways to interact with their children, like just giving back to kids, because it's the next generation who are going to be inspiring us and inspiring everyone. And,
So it was a good moment. And then I want to show you one by this boy. His name was, he actually taught my son, so this is Siraj's little fish.
Wow.
He taught him, you know, how to
So they
draw.
shared the canvas?
They shared the canvas, right?
Amazing.
So this was I couldn't cut the canvas, so I kept it. But this is his name is Faris, the guy, the boy who drew this, and basically he invented this character. So he has a lot of drawings of this character.
Wow.
And when I chatted with him off camera, he said, "This is, you know, I like this character because he's a little bit mischievous, but he's cool at the same time and nice."
Yeah.
And you could see it in the. You could see.
Oh yeah, his cheeky smile.
He's a cheeky,
he's a cheeky guy.
As the British would say.
Or
right?
my
cheeky.
wife too. She
right,
loves
cheeky.
you.
Yeah, don't be cheeky. So this is.
Is there a mustache on this fish? Or
I mean, you know,
that's where he gets the humor.
Yes,
the humor started early.
This is, you know, it was so funny because they had to share this canvas drawing it, and you could see them like, "Hey, this is my border. You're taking away from mine." Like, "Oh, I don't have a place to put the fish," but you know, they made it work at the end.
So what was because there was like a culminating event, right? Like it all turned into one big night where you guys all went out there?
Yeah, so the event, the start of the event was the mural, Hiba's mural, between Beautify Surroundings and Al Oula.
Yes.
And during that event, there was a art workshop for the kids.
Yeah.
Where Hiba and I went. I did more of the games, the SKIPYDOO games, and Hiba did more of the art.
Yeah.
And then we saw some, you know, there was some talent from within that group, and they took to the art. And then I spoke to Al Oula and I said, "Can I do interviews? And if I can find someone who can take these art pieces and showcase them internationally,
right,
to hopefully give them a chance to shine, would you give me that opportunity?" They said yes. We did the interviews, and then 2 months later, here I am sitting with you.
It's wild, huh? And the timing actually is perfect because I'm launching my e-gallery.
Amazing.
February 1st, so we're gonna have a section that is devoted to this.
3 more days.
3 more days. Luckily, I'm pretty much done, but
Okay.
now I get to see the artwork, we get to put it on there, and it'll be a really nice feature. And 100% of the proceeds are gonna go back to Oula, to those kids, and buying new paint supplies, supporting education, whatever they deem is the right thing. And
Thank you so much.
oh man, of course, it's a
And then we
privilege
have
for us.
2 more, right? These 2 are actually some of my favorite 2 artists. Let me just Nada and Sita.
Wow.
And basically, you know, this is a colorful camel. You know how connected I am to animals,
I
and
know you sure are.
especially camels. But they needed some inspiration. We showed them one of our friends' camels, and they drew this off a real picture on my iPhone.
Wow.
So.
And is this one of the camels that you personally
Yeah.
own?
No, he's too expensive for us.
Yeah.
But his name is Rumman. Rumman is pomegranate.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's
It's a
definitely
cute
not
name.
a pomegranate. He's
No,
huge.
a little bigger.
Yeah,
Maybe a
yes.
pineapple.
He's at least 7'2".
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the cat at his hump. He's 7'2".
Wow.
At least. So they drew this off. They had a little help from Hiba, but
Sure.
they did the majority.
Wow. Wow. So let me ask you this: what do you think it's going to mean to the kids to see a video like this of themselves and to know they're going to be featured on a website in Beverly Hills?
They message me a lot, so I'm sure they haven't forgotten.
Yeah.
I did tell them this. It might take time sometimes.
Sure.
To get this done. Coordinate with Jim, bring these out here, and us traveling. But one of the biggest reasons for me to come to LA again, not just because it's my second home,
Yeah.
and see good friends and family and
Right.
meet you again, is for them,
Of course.
right? We made a promise to them, and they deserve to be showcased.
It's a really exciting thing, and I think also the bigger picture of all this is like the investment that you put into these children, right? And like their careers, their lives, and we just don't know. We've all had people who influenced us greatly.
Yes.
Like you and I are both sports guys, football, as we say, soccer here in America. We had coaches, we had those people who got us into certain paths, and we stuck with it for a long time. And so this could be the thing that helps one of them have a whole career in life that they could have never had, right?
This is what you hope can happen.
Yeah.
All you can do is, because everywhere in the world now I see is like, and this is not something against anyone, but it's people tend to take more than give, right? This is the world we live in, and it's always a quick thing that they people sometimes run with and say I did it and this, but the world needs more of you give. If you give the world, believe me, the world will give a lot back.
Always.
You will get a lot back, right? But if you really give your time, your energy, obviously we all have work and stuff, that's fine, but some of it goes to really helping with a clean heart.
Yeah.
You will get a lot back.
I agree.
That's my belief.
No, I agree, and I think for us especially, like this being my introduction to a lot of people I don't know.
Well,
in Jeddah, in Oula, I mean, I can't thank you enough for allowing me to be a part of something like this.
No, thank you so much.
Like for me, I partner with 2 other organizations, like one in the Congo, it's an orphanage in the Congo,
Right.
and then the other is actually an alma mater of mine, is a scholarship fund for underprivileged kids in New York City.
Okay,
and they
very
send
nice.
them to a camp in Maine.
Nice.
And so like to have a third partner with Oula, obviously the work we've been doing with SKIPYDOO, and then the cinematic work that we're pursuing, it's an amazing addition to my life.
Very nice. I'm very humbled and thankful that you took the time and the energy
It's the same.
to welcome us. I know we destroyed a little bit of your office to film this, but it's
we got a good production team over
we got
here.
a good production team. Thank you, Tatiana and Nicholas.
Yeah, thank you
And
guys.
Hiba in the background.
Hiba, thank you. Mabruk. Oh no. What's the Islamudik? Islamudik?
That's you could. Tislamidek means.
You did something with your hands, like thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Tislamidek. Or thank you. Shukran. Mabruk is congratulations. So is it congratulations? Yes, it's a congratulations. It is a congratulations.
I was close.
You're very close. Very close. But then
Good.
we'll teach you the right.
I've got like 4 months to learn it all. Right?
Yeah, I mean that one word don't.
No, I would never.
Yeah, no, not that one. Not that one. Only to Safwan. Maybe.
Yeah. Just so, exactly.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you,
we're excited. Hopefully, once they're up on your website,
of course,
let us know, and we'll let the kids know. And and then we're more than happy to welcome you in Saudi after Ramadan.
Thank you.
And after COVID is.
Yeah. Masks on.
We'll have had the injection.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So thank you.
Habibi.
Thank you so much. Habibi.
There we go. Good.